harvest, we ask ourselves, what do we do to manage our crop? And now we have the Elite Innovation Limited, who have come up with the hematic bags. And for those who don't know, we also have now the hematic standards in Kenya, which EAGC has been very instrumental in organizing and having them gazetted, and they can support us in knowing quality hematic bags. So we are also calling on our members in other countries, Tanzania, Uganda, Malawi, DRC, and all other countries, to see if we can harmonize the standards for the hematic bags so that we ensure our farmers are getting. I know we had a challenge with some of our farmers who were getting fake hematic bags. So we are coming to showcase in this expo so that everybody is aware where they can get quality products. Then we moved on to Petcus Euro Asia Limited, all the way from Turkey, who have been supporting us. They are one of the new members in EAGC, and we were able to see the products that they have on storage, how we can assist in grain handling. They have the whole range from post-harvest to all the way to processing. So we will be getting in touch on them, and we encourage all of you to get in touch with them as well. I think all the exhibitors, we asked them to put their contacts in the chat button, but if anyone requires, they can also reach out to us. Then lastly, we heard from F&S Scientific, who demonstrated the quality of products when we come to aflatoxin menace. We all saw the danger of aflatoxin, especially we discussed it yesterday, where some of the government agencies have had to pull down some products from the shelves because of aflatoxin. This is a very serious menace in the grain sector, and we are working with partners like F&S Scientific to get solutions on aflatoxin. So, ladies and gentlemen, today promises to be an even better exciting day. We have lined up practical demonstration of structured trading system all the way from the field. We have testimonials from our members who have been benefiting from the services. We will go through the virtual exhibition again, which will feature even more exhibitors than yesterday. We have several new ones lined up. And we'll also have a tour of EAGC around the region, all the way from our colleagues in Uganda, our colleagues in Rwanda, Tanzania, Malawi, who will be taking us through what they're doing in the symposium. So without further ado, we proceed to our first demonstration today, where we'll witness the practical aspects of structured grain trade by the EAGC Kenya team. Structured grain starts from the farm, and Mr. Mwinyi Kituku, who is our field officer down at the coast, will take us through the farmer mobilization and cluster formation. Mwinyi, over to you.
Mwinyi Kituku here from Kenya. I'm a field officer working with the Eastern Africa Grain Council. I'm stationed in Coast Region, specifically in Taita Taveta County, under the Kenya Cereal Enhancement Program, KSEP project. It is a project which is funded by IFAD, EU, through the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Livestock. The project aims at enhancing the food security for the small-scale farmers. Currently, we are training farmers on plastic collection center management, and what we are doing, we are trying to enhance the capacity of the managers who are managing the collection centers. The project is structured in such a way that the smallholder farmers come together and form a primary group of 25 farmers. Then after that, they have to be sensitized, mobilized, sensitized, and helped in the development of constitution so that they can form a cluster. A cluster normally consists of 10 primary groups. That sums up to at least to 50 farmers. Yeah, when they come together to form a cluster, there are some benefits which we are intending to get. like access of inputs. The farmers who have come together, they can easily make an order of inputs directly from the seed company, so that they can get if they need their certified seeds. Wale watu 250 mnafaa kupitia ile process yote mpaka mfike registration. Na kufanya hivi ni kuhakikisha kuwa tunajaribu kuavoid vile vikundi vyenye vinapatana sababu ya project, au project ikiisha kila mtu anaenda zake. Unajua kwa long term huwa na long term objective, lazima kikundi chenu kiwe kwa pamoja, kimesajiliwa. Kama ni mradi mwingine umekuja unawachukua hivyo. Na kuna manufaa mengi sana yanapatikana kikundi chenu kikiwa pamoja. Mfano mmekuwa pamoja, nimewapea mfano wa kutengeneza hizi call for proposals zinaendelea sasa hivi za kilimo. Unajua kama kikundi hakiko registered, sana sana huwa ni ngumu sana kuqualify kuingia kwenye mambo kama haya. Maana pale kwenye vigezo vyenye vinaangaliwa ni lazima mko registered. Na registered si ile kuwa labda mko kwa social services lakini hamjapata certificate. Na ambayo ile mashine mkiipata inakuwa inawasaidia sana. Maana kama ni kukugusa, zingine huwa zinakuja na seeds tofauti. Inakuja na seed ya mahindi na inakuja na seed ya pojo. Sasa unaweza pata kwenye mahindi mnaweka mahindi, mnakugusa mahindi, ikifika kwenye pojo mnabadilisha, mnapiga pojo, kwenye mtama mnapiga mtama. Instead ile ya kuwa mnapiga na mkono inakuwa inakuumiza, inakuchokesha, inakuwa kazi rahisi. Sasa hiyo ni moja ya hizo faida. Faida nyingine, mkija pamoja, tunajua huku upande huku kwetu mazao kidogo kidogo yanakuwa chini. Unaweza pata mtu eka nzima anapata bags tatu za pojo. Bags tatu kiwa peke yako, hizo huwezi pata soko. Kwenye mafunzo pia, mfano upigie agriculture extension officer mwambie hapa naona niko na mabuku kwenye shamba yangu, hebu njoo uniangalilie. Unajua mpaka vile extension officer awe yako karibu ndo afike kwako. Maana anajua anasawa mtu mmoja pekee yake. Lakini take an instance, mmoja amepata huo ugonjwa, mwingine ameona hiyo sign kwake, anawaita, mnamuita kama kikundi. Tukili cooperative wana extension officer njoo. Nadhani huko kwetu mabari zinaitwa grasshoppers zimefika. Hebu njoo uangalie. Unajua ni rahisi sana extension officer kuja, maana anajua kule 250 ni almost 1 easy. Na nikichelewa vitu vingi zitaharibika. Sasa vitu kama hivi mnalani katika hicho kikundi chenu. Lakini ukiwa peke yako ni ngumu kujua vitu kama hivi. Sawa sawa?
Mobilizing farmers. I see a lot of us were not able to get the Kiswahili part. I see Sharon requesting for translation, and I know we have other people from other countries as well. So what Mwinyi was taking us through was how to mobilize farmer groups, because the EAGC model, we have what we call the grain trade business hubs, and through these hubs we mobilize the farmers to plant together, to buy input together, to buy fertilizer together, so that they benefit from the economies of scale of farming together and collective marketing as well. So Mwinyi was explaining how they register the farmers through an online system that we have at EAGC. And from that, from the system, they're able to know the name of the farmer, the location of the farmer, what crop they're planting, what are the seed requirements, who are the service providers, and then we sort them in the facilitation process. So I think, thank you very much, Mwinyi, for that. Now we can move to, because we know the farm inputs don't come cheap, considering the farmers are low-income stakeholders. So what can we do about that? Here to speak about the G-Hub solution that I was talking about is our field officer from Uasin Gishu region, Peter Okoto, who is serving the whole western region of the country. and he will take us through the G-Hubs and how it has helped to identify and consolidate the farmer needs. Over to you, Peter.
My name is Peter Okoto. I work with the EAGC in North Rift region. The EAGC North Rift region covers Uasin Gishu County, Elgeyo Marakwet County, Nandi County, Bungoma County, Trans Nzoia County, and Kakamega counties. So today we are in Nandi County, Mosop Sub-County, and Kabisaga Ward specifically. So the location we are is called Chepkoyo location. And the main activity we are doing here today is basically delivering input orders. Here is basically an organized farmer group. It can be a CBO or a cooperative who have a warehouse and have members according to the constitution that guides groups. So a G-Hub works by aggregating orders for members. That is basically input orders for members, and rides on the advantage of bulk purchase to ensure that farmers are able to get their inputs at discounted rates and are able to reduce greatly their cost of production and increase their margins for profits. So it's basically an organized group with common interest farmers who have agreed to work together from marketing of their produce, accessing inputs, and even getting trainings together. The benefit of G-Hub model to the farmer is that the farmer is able to get his inputs early in time when they start collecting their orders and aggregating it together and contributing for the money. The next benefit to the farmer is that the farmer is able to get inputs at discounted rates. Let's say in case a farmer needs maybe 5,000 bags of 5,000 ordinary bags, a farmer is a service provider can easily supply that to the group as opposed to going from one center to the other trying to sell the 5,000 bags. It will take a longer time. So each member will do that until the group is finally able to reach their target. After they reach the target, through EAGC Gisoko, we connect to a service providers who will deliver the inputs, and through Gisoko also we'll have a settlement plan. So the farmers first of all also have to be registered within their G-Hubs. So that's the way the G-Hub works. So today we are with Sam here, and maybe Sam will explain for us why they preferred to order inputs together through the EAGC G-Hub model. So Sam, sababu gani mliamua kutumia njia ya kuchukua mbolea kwa pamoja kama kikundi kupitia shirika la EAGC?
Asante sana. Kwa majina ni Sami Tanui, member ya Tumaini, Muruto Tumaini Farmers Cooperative Society. Tuliamua kuoda kwa EAGC sababu moja, ukienda peke yako kununua mbolea inakuwa gharama, na ya pili inachukua muda. Kwanza tulikuwa tunaenda cereals, but fika huko line inakuwa mrefu, tunapata mabrokers katikati. Hiyo ilitufanya sisi tuungane pamoja, tufanye order ya fertilizer safari moja, ili kila member na community wa benefit katika muda ile inafaa wakati wa kwenda kwa shamba. Alafu pia njia ya ama yenye ilitufanya tufanye order safari moja pia ni production. Sisi kufanya ili tufanye order ya hizi magunia na mbolea.
So today we are very pleased to be delivering 1,000 bags to Murut Mahini, and as you see, Sami will be helping us in receiving the bags and maybe give a feedback. So Sami, iko sawa?
Iko sawa.
Yes. So maybe last week we were able to deliver a number of hematic bags to the warehouse, and I want to invite other service providers to come on board into the GHub for the benefit of the farmer, because we want the farmer to have multiple options of where they can source their inputs. We don't want just a few service providers, but we want as many service providers as possible, so that the farmers can have more options and the service providers also can have more access to the farmers we work with.
Thank you very much, Peter, for that insights on the GHub, and also thank you for one of our members who has been benefiting from the GHubs. For what you didn't hear, the Kiswahili bit was a testimonial from one of the beneficiaries on how they are able to collectively buy fertilizer together, and because of the economies of scale, they are able to reduce the cost and the price of farm inputs when they sell together. So what EAGC does is that once we register the farmers, we consolidate the needs of the farm inputs they require, whether it's the fertilizer, the seed, or some of the other products, and we've been signing agreement with some of our members who, because of the economies of scale, are able to lower the costs for that particular farmer group, and then EAGC facilitates to make sure they receive the group. The farmers then pay through the GSOCO system, which then the farmers are guaranteed to get the best quality, and the service provider is guaranteed to get the best, to get back his money from the sales. So this is one of the support systems that we support farmers even to reduce the cost of production and to increase their income, but at the same time, if they can get financial services and support through that. So by now, farmers have gotten their inputs, and through the GHubs, they can now access the agronomic advisory services to help. Some of the advisory services is on climate smart technologies that they can use. So moving forward, we'll now listen to George Sila, who is our field officer from Lower Eastern region, Makueni, Kitui, and Machakos area, who will take us through what they are doing then to support farmers on climate adaptation in their field. George will take us through that process. So if you're ready, George, over to you.
Hi, I'm George Sila, working with Eastern Africa Grain Council. I'm the field officer, Lower Eastern region. EAGC, in partnership with CBKN, we are raising awareness on climate smart technologies to combat climate change in Kenya. Here with me today, we have a guest from one of the farmer groups we are working with in Makueni.
My names are Boniface Mikuanditi from Mamuka Cereal Group, working with the East African Grain Council in Bitini Ward, in Makueni Sub-County, in Makueni County.
We are here today to discuss some of the challenges farmers face due to climate change and explore some of the technologies they can apply to mitigate climate change. To start with, what are some of the crops you are growing in your area?
Some of the crops we grow in our area are maize, beans, cowpeas, pigeon peas, green grams, and doricos.
What are some of the challenges you face due to climate change?
Some of the challenges we face are extreme weather temperatures. There is high temperature. There is floods in the area. Some are reduced rainfall due to weather, and there is a change of weather pattern. Some short rains, some they floods, and in the weather change, we have some new pests, which are new pests and diseases.
Okay. What are some of the technologies you are applying to mitigate climate change?
Some of the technology we applied are conservation agriculture, and we have some of the tools we don't have are shallow weeder, sharp trailer, and jump planter. The other thing is about post-harvesting management. We need some taplings and aromatic bags. And the other thing is agroforests. We need to have agroforests in our farm so that we create 10% of the plant.
As you have heard from our guests today, there is need for climate-smart technologies in the region. EAGC wish to partner with other stakeholders in the climate-smart sector to bring these technologies to farmers to improve on production and foster food security in the region.
Okay, thank you very much, George, for taking us through the various climate smart technologies that we can use. I would like also to recognize our partner CDKN, who has been supporting us to train farmers on climate information needs that we talked about yesterday. These are some of the fruits of that training, where they now recognize that they need climate smart technologies, and we brought our farmers to listen to this virtual expo so that they can know where to go to when they need some of these technologies. We also heard from one of the farmers that they need agroforestry as one of the measures to mitigate around climate change. They need hematic storage bags. They need drought-resistant crops, because they said in their region, in their area, they grow the cowpeas, the green grams, which they require drought-resistant crops, and we are working with other stakeholders to ensure they get that. We will also be hearing later on how then we support the farmers to also get climate smart information. So by now, farmers have gotten their inputs, and through the G-Hubs, they can now access the advisory service to optimize their production. So having produced the grain, and we ask ourselves, what next? Ms. Lynette Kidenji, who is our communications officer, will speak about grain handling and aggregation, which is the cornerstone of the entire process. Lynette, I know you're in the field. Please take over and take us through what we are doing in grain handling and aggregation. Over to you, Lynette.
I work with the Eastern Africa Grain Council, EAGC, supporting the EAGC GSOCO Trade Facilitation Desk. The key function of the GSOCO Trade Desk is basically to actualize the existing trade opportunities, that is by linking the buyers and the sellers of grain commodities. Today we are in a small aggregation center that feeds into Kabisaga warehouse. The aggregation center is in Nandi County, Mosop Sub-County, and to be more specific in Kabisaga ward. Aggregation basically means that various producer groups or farmer groups, they bulk their produce together. It gives them a common voice for them to be able to bargain for better prices for their produce. Aggregation also supports the farmers in terms of reducing costs, be it the cost of transporting their produce to the aggregation center or even the general overhead cost. So this is an advantage to the farmers because it increases their returns, their investment returns. Besides us identifying the various off-takers, we also avail the existing volumes in the EAGC Gisoko Trade Desk catalog, where any potential off-taker is able to contact us, and in case they have orders for any particular volumes of maize. For the off-takers, they are required to guarantee supply of maize to their traders or to their clients. We support them in accessing large volumes of grains from our farmer groups, and the other advantage of working with us as EAGC is basically they're able to access quality grain. We normally encourage our aggregation groups to add value to their grains by either drying or sorting or grading their grains, to some extent even sampling and testing for things like aflatoxin, which again guarantees the buyer that whatever commodity they are taking from the farmers is of good quality. The other benefits that large off-takers accrue from working with EAGC is that for them they're able to reduce their transaction cost, like for example sourcing various grains from the various farmer groups. It becomes quite easy for them to source for grain from one source. Aggregation has also made EAGC, has also simplified the process of trade facilitation for EAGC, because EAGC is very keen on quality. So what we do, we normally have a process where whenever we link the buyer to the trader, then we guarantee quality. What we do is that we identify the source of grains. We do quality checks just to ensure that the grain is of good quality. Then from there we are able to link the trader to the buyer, and the trader can also carry out quality checks just to ascertain that whatever we are telling them or whatever we are giving them is guaranteed to be of good quality. Once now we link the traders and the buyers, and we go to the next step, which is the trade negotiations or price negotiations, where they discuss on the prices, and once they do agree on the prices, then we move to a further step of trade contracting, where EAGC acts as the trade facilitator and gives clear roles of both the buyer and the buyer and the seller on what they should do to ensure an efficient trade takes place. Once price negotiation is done, then delivery takes place, and EAGC even comes in to support delivery of the commodity through supporting logistics from our various members. Upon delivery, again EAGC comes in just to check the quality of whatever has been delivered, and once the buyer confirms that the quality conforms to what they had requested for, EAGC is then prompted to release funds, which are normally held through the EAGC Gisoko escrow account. So basically, aggregation has really simplified the process of trade for us as EAGC, and we encourage members and other stakeholders to join us, or rather to work with us to facilitate trade in an efficient manner, in a manner that is efficient, sustainable and profitable, by increasing the return of investments to our farmers. The other benefits that large off-takers accrue from working with EAGC is that for them they're able to reduce their transaction cost, like for example sourcing various grains from the various farmer groups. It becomes quite easy for them to source for grain from one source. Aggregation has also made EAGC, has also simplified the process of trade facilitation for EAGC, because EAGC is very keen on quality. So what we do, we normally have a process where whenever we link the buyer to the trader, then we guarantee quality. What we do is that we identify the source of grains. We do quality checks just to ensure that the grain is of good quality. Then from there we are able to link the trader to the buyer, and the trader can also carry out quality checks just to ascertain that whatever we are telling them or whatever we are giving them is guaranteed to be of good quality. Once now we link the traders and the buyers, and we go to the next step, which is the trade negotiations or price negotiations, where they discuss on the prices, and once they do agree on the prices, then we move to a further step of trade contracting, where EAGC acts as the trade facilitator and gives clear roles of both the buyer and the seller on what they should do to ensure an efficient trade takes place. So basically, aggregation has really simplified the process of trade for us as EAGC, and we encourage members and other stakeholders to join us, or rather to work with us to facilitate trade in an efficient manner, sustainable and profitable, by increasing the return of investments to our farmers.
Thank you very much, Lynette, for those insights on aggregation and how we can support farmers reduce their transaction costs. Moving on, we'll be looking at grain quality. How do we achieve the quality that is required by the buyer? We've heard from Lynette that some of the farmers get orders from some of the traders and processors, and to fulfill those contracts, you need quality grain. So EAGC is now working to support farmers and traders in that. We have developed what we call the Interfield Lab, food testing lab. And through this, we are offering inspection, sampling, testing, and grading. This is a rapid growing business segment for EAGC in agribusiness. And we've managed to partner with Soya Freak Limited to establish the laboratory. So I would like to invite Nancy Karaoke, who is on the floor right now, to take us through what we are doing through the IFTL. Welcome, Nancy.
My name is Nancy Karaoke. I'm the Technical Sales and Marketing Executive for Interfield Food Testing Laboratories. Interfield Food Testing Laboratory is a commercial laboratory that offers analytical services to a number of clientele. Was to make it a specialized laboratory for the grain stakeholders. However, with time, we have been able to diversify and offer these services to almost all the food stakeholders, and these include the food manufacturing, the food processors, the food traders in the line of grains, the line of cereals, pulses, nuts, tea, water, name it. At IFTL, we offer a number of services ranging from physical, chemical, microbiology, nutritional, among other services. IFTL, to mention, is established by Eastern Africa Grain Council in conjunction with Soya Freak. They saw a need to start IFTL so that Eastern Africa Grain Council members and non-members can have easy access or affordable quality testing services in a specialized laboratory. We are happy to say that we have made a huge milestone in terms of seeking for ISO 17025 2017 accreditation. So far we've taken the steps to, we have done some great achievement in line with going through the accreditation process, and we believe by December 2020 or January 2021 we should be able to go through the external audit by the Kenya National Accreditation Service. We are happy to inform you that we are looking forward to serving you better, continue to giving you credible services, accuracy and quality services.
I'm Luka Kariuki. I'm in charge of the laboratory. I'm the lab manager. We believe in giving our client best solutions that are going to help them in the growth of the industry. And what we have been doing, we have been conducting a number of tests internally here. And this pertains specifically in feeds and foods. When I mean feeds, it's for animal, and foods for human consumption. In this, we do proximate analysis, we do microbiology analysis, and also we do qualitative analysis. Microbiology, we are able to handle the whole scope, and in this, we are able to give our clients solutions in terms of food quality to ensure that they are able now to support their quality assurance system. On top of that, we realized that most of our clients could be having some more gaps apart from testing, and that's where we came up with a training product where we offer basic training to our clients in terms of development of quality assurance systems like HACCP, good manufacturing practices, and also development of quality control systems. And in this, we have been able to see potential, and our commitment is to ensure that we continue adding value to the community. That is why we don't only stop at testing, we go ahead and guide our clients technically to ensure that they comply with the regulatory standards that the government of Kenya and also the international standard have set, so that we provide safe products. Some of the services that we offer in the IFTL, of course, we talked of testing. We test for microbiology, the full range, that is pathogenic and indicator microorganisms like E. coli, coliform, staphylococcus. And for chemistry, we test for things like aflatoxin. We do protein analysis. We do vitamins and mineral analysis. Our major commitment is ensuring that we give our client the best services, and this we combine quality, delivery time, what we call turnaround time, and also the feedback that we give to our clients. So what we do, upon a client inquiring for analysis test, the process is usually either they deliver the sample to our laboratory and we receive them as per the set systems, or there is an option of field correction of the sample. And here what is it that we do, the client invites us to their farm and we correct the samples scientifically and in a hygienic manner to ensure that the integrity of the sample is protected before it arrives to the lab. And then upon arrival to the lab, we usually determine the required time, and that is communicated immediately to the client for purposes of planning. And as Interfield team, the technical team, we come up with an action plan which we implement to ensure that the results are released in good time. For training is the same process.
We are actually located in Soya Freak building in Ruiru, which is right opposite the Angels Hair Edition. That is Ruiru Biashara Street. Our website is interlinked. We do not currently have a direct IFTL website. However, when you Google through Eastern Africa Grain Council, you can be able to find Interfield Food Testing Lab. When you Google through Soya Freak, you can be able to find Interfield Food Testing Lab. Or when you search for a food testing laboratory, Interfield just comes through the first pages, so you'll be able to have us. You can reach us through knancy@interfieldfoodlabs.co.ke. You can also reach us through 0723 872168.
Thank you very much, Nancy, for taking us through the Interfield Testing Lab. I think that's one of the new services at EAGC that is supporting farmers. So thank you, and Nancy has also provided information and contacts on how to reach Interfield Food Testing Lab. You can also reach her through the EAGC offices as well. So continue writing your comments and your and any questions on the chat, and we'll continue to answer your questions. So having heard from yesterday what EAGC has been doing and what we are doing in the field today, we would like to hear some testimonials from some of the members on what we've been doing. So EAGC has introduced a grain trade financing solution, which is embedded in collateral management. And this product is helping grain off-takers to access financial services for grain trade at much lower cost. Most recently, EAGC has been helping members meet the hazard analysis and critical control points, the HAACP certification to support in regulatory compliance. And here to speak about this and the benefits as a member that they're getting is George Ngugi of Bora Foods Limited in Nakuru. George has been helping farmers to be able to aggregate, and then he's able to offtake the products from the farmers directly through our trade facilitation process that we have already taken you through. And then he's able to pay the farmers and also access credit facilities through the EAGC collateral management process. So over to you, Mr. Ngugi, take us through your testimonial on Bora Foods.
My name's George Ngugi, and I'm the director of Bora Foods Suppliers Limited. And Bora Foods is a company that manufactures maize flour. And currently we are dealing with a brand called Prepare. Although we have other brands that are going to come up, maybe in the next few months, from this month onwards, we are going to launch like 2 brands of the same product. And one of them is will be Raw Prepare, and the other one, Prepare, is the one that we are talking about, the current brand. Although now the other 2 brands, one will be Raw Prepare, and the other one will be a premium brand, whereby even the prices are going to vary. So what we can say about our brands, they are of good quality, and that is where our pride is. Because actually even the competitive edge is about the quality, and even the demand that we have been having all over whenever we sell is because of the quality that we have. And currently our main markets are in mostly we are selling in Nyanza region and also Western region, although we have other markets like Nyandarua. We are also selling in Nairobi, we are also selling in Meru, and also even some parts in Mount Kenya region. And one thing I can be able to say about our brand is that it is of good quality. So the other thing I want to say about the company is the Bora Food is a member of EAGC, where we registered ourselves as as a member in 2019. That was April. And from there, we have been, they have helped us to grow. And one of the things they have done is to do trade facilitation, and also even to do connections of to be able to connect us with people who want maybe our products, and maybe connecting even the other members who have maybe the whatever that we want, like maybe whatever maize, they can be able to connect trade facilitation, and also even to do connections of to be able to connect us with people who want maybe our products, and maybe connecting even the other members who have maybe the whatever that we want, like maybe whatever maize, they can be able to connect us. The other thing that they have also done is to help us to be able to acquire the facility to buy the raw materials through Unitas. And out of this facility, we can be able to say that because we bought it in bulk, we are able now to get we were able to get the good quality maize, and free from aflatoxin, free from the other foreign matters. And through EAGC also, they helped us to be able to do grading, and out of the process, we were able to get whatever that we have here. And we can say that EAGC have been of great help, especially to the company. And we can be able to say that even where we have come, EAGC has contributed a lot. And I can also say that through this facility, through buying the maize from the farmers were able to sell their maize, and they were able even to be able to sell their maize at a good price. So because there were no the middlemen, so even the prices that we were able to sell to them, we were able to buy from them, it was good prices. So I can be able to say that it was a good plan, and actually it was a win-win situation to the farmers and also to the company.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ngugi and the entire team at Bora Foods. We are excited about this facility and the service that we are offering to members. If anyone in the audience has any questions, how we are supporting grain trade financing arrangements and the HACCP HASP certification, please leave a message on the chat and we'll respond to you. And what's exciting about this is that it's a very a systematic process where the farmers aggregate, they are linked to Bora Foods. Bora Food buys from the farmers. Bora Food accesses a facility that they can store the commodity and assure quality. Then they are able to use again the maize at a later date and able to get financing through that process. So if any of you is interested in this financing and collateral management service, please get in touch with us. But before we do that, we have some farmers who have joined us and would like to voice their challenges and questions. We will allow that before we go on.
Mwenyekiti wa kikundi kinaitwa Malanguta Smart Farmer Cooperative ambacho kiko katika Njoro. Sisi Hasa changamoto viazi kuna madawa zingine ambazo sana ili tuweze kupunguza mambo ya baridi. Kutoka kwa mambo ya inputs seeds, vitu kaa viazi tunalima viazi, maharagwe, mahindi, ngano, bale na hata chungu. Hasa changamoto mingi zenye tumepata kwa kikundi kwamba madawa mingi ya viazi ambayo tumekuwa tukitumia imekuwa haifanyi dawa kulingana na venye tunatarajia. Kwa hivyo tungependa kujua hata kuna madawa zingine ambazo hazijazoewa na viazi sana ili tuweze kupunguza mambo ya baridi. Tukikuja kwa mambo ya inputs, tumejaribu kupewa wakulima wetu inputs lakini tumechanga. Kwa majina naitwa Jeremiah Monjera Kariuki, mwenyekiti wa kikundi kinaitwa Malanguta Smart Farmer Cooperative ambacho kiko katika Njoro Sub County ya Nakuru. Sisi ni wakulima wa vyakula, tunalima viazi, maharagwe, mahindi, ngano, bale na hata chungu. Hasa changamoto mingi zenye tumepata kwa kikundi kwamba madawa mingi ya viazi ambayo tumekuwa tukitumia imekuwa haifanyi dawa kulingana na venye tunatarajia. Kwa hivyo tungependa kujua hata kuna madawa zingine ambazo hazijazoewa na viazi sana ili tuweze kupunguza mambo ya baridi. Tukikuja kwa mambo ya inputs, tumejaribu kupewa wakulima wetu inputs lakini changamoto kubwa ni kupata certified seeds, vitu kaa viazi. Imekuwa ni shida kukulima kuweza kupata certified seed. Kwa hivyo tungeomba hizo makampuni zote ambazo zinafanya mambo ya certified seed watusaidie tujue jinsi ya kupata certified seed. Tumejaribu kufanya mambo na changamoto sana ambao wangeweza kutuwezesha ili tuweze kupata certified seed. Ndio mkulima kupata certified seed, income yake itakuwa mzuri na atapata faida kwa sababu kilima mbegu nzuri matokeo yako juu. Kitu kingine ni ile kuaccess. Kwa majina naitwa Jeremiah Monjera Kariuki, mwenyekiti wa kikundi kinaitwa Malanguta Smart Farmer Cooperative ambacho kiko katika Njoro Sub County ya Nakuru. Sisi ni wakulima wa vyakula, tunalima viazi, maharagwe, mahindi, ngano, bale na hata chungu. Hasa changamoto mingi zenye tumepata kwa kikundi kwamba madawa mingi ya viazi ambayo tumekuwa tukitumia imekuwa haifanyi dawa kulingana na venye tunatarajia. Kwa hivyo tungependa kujua hata kuna madawa zingine ambazo hazijazoewa na viazi sana ili tuweze kupunguza mambo ya baridi. Tukikuja kwa mambo ya inputs, tumejaribu kupewa wakulima wetu inputs lakini changamoto kubwa ni kupata certified seeds, vitu kaa viazi. Imekuwa ni shida kukulima kuweza kupata certified seed. Kwa hivyo tungeomba hizo makampuni zote ambazo zinafanya mambo ya certified seed watusaidie tujue jinsi ya kupata certified seed. Tumejaribu kufanya mambo hiyo na Jihab na tumekuwa na changamoto sana ya kupata certified seed. Kwa hivyo ningeomba ikiwa kuna washikadau wote ambao wangeweza kutuwezesha ili tuweze kupata certified seed. Ndio mkulima kupata certified seed, income yake itakuwa mzuri na atapata faida kwa sababu kilima mbegu nzuri matokeo yako juu. Kitu kingine ni ile kuaccess input mapema. Ni vizuri mkulima asaidiwe jinsi ya kupata input mapema. Tatu, kuna wakati mkulima anafika kupanda input ambazo anahitaji, pesa anakuwa na shida. Kuwe na mbinu ambayo izatengenezwa mkulima apatiwe njia ya aweza pata msaada wa input, after that analipa.
Okay, thank you very much for those insights. For those who didn't understand, what he was saying is that as farmers, they have trouble getting certified seeds and climate smart technologies, and they are requesting partners who have certified seeds to be able to avail them to the farmers. So we'll be looking out for you and linking you to the farmers to be able to support this service. So as we move forward, I'd just like to alert you that we will be having a commercial break shortly. But before we go to that, I'd like to invite my colleague Nelvin, who is down in the field, to take us through and to engage with some of the farmers who he's supporting at that region. So welcome. This is a live coverage from the field. Welcome, Nelvin.
Thank you, Janet. With me is a member of a group from Taveta County. Please confirm if you can see my video.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. You can switch to the front camera.
Can you see him?
Yes.
Haya, uliza swali.
Habari zenu?
Salama kabisa.
Kwa majina mimi naitwa James Mtua Mwatu, natokea Taita Taveta County, Kitobo, kikundi cha Majengo Irrigation Scheme. Mimi ni mkulima. Hello? Mimi ni mkulima. Mimi ni mkulima wa mtama pia pojo. Huku sehemu za Taveta tuko na challenge kubwa kwa sasa hivi, nzige wameanza kuzunguka kila maeneo. Kwa hivyo wasiwasi sana kwa ajili ya nzige. Kuna mpango gani kuhusu nzige? Kuhusu mashine ya kukoboa ile kupiga ile sawa. Ile hapo kosa ilibidi nikapiga kupitia mikono na ilikuwa maua wa mtama. So mkana hizo mashine kipa tuna tatizo la kupiga mtama.
Kuna mwingine?
Pia kama na wadudu ambao wamekuwa criminal, katamba tu mwangalie ni dawa gani tutaweza kutumia pamoja kwa ajili ya wadudu na
kuna tena swali.
Tatizo la mafuriko na mafuriko hayo.
Asante sana na poleni kwa mafuriko.
Ongezea.
Pia tumekuwa na challenge ya ndege kuwa wengi sehemu hii kwetu. Tumekuwa tuki-encourage wakulima tulime kwa pamoja ili wakati tunapanda kwa pamoja tuweze kusaidiana ndege, lakini bado ndege wako wengi. Sijui mngefanyaje kama mnaweza wasiliana nao KWS wakajaribu kutuonesha njia gani tunaweza kufukuza hao ndege. Si kwa kuwaua, lakini kama kuna njia yoyote.
Hili tatizo la ndege ni kwa sababu huu upande wa kwetu ndio mahali ndege wanapoishi, ndio nyumbani kwao. Kwa hili tatizo tumejaribu tuombe msaada kwamba kama mnaweza kuongea na KWS ama county government itusaidie kuzuia ndege kwa sababu ya mpunga na mtama. Na hata saa zingine ndege huzidi wakala poja. Asante.
Okay, Kim, I think that's all we have for now. We are in Taveta County. As you can see, it's we are having a session on collection management training for this farmer group here in Kitobo. And those are some of the issues that they have raised and they've shared and they'd like to get feedback on. So back to you.
Great. Great. Thank you very much, Nelvin. And maybe for the audience.
I'll try to summarize very briefly some of the issues which we have had. So Farmer Group is in Taita Taveta County in Kenya, and they have raised several issues which I think our exhibitors, when we come to the exhibition, they can try to respond to. So the first one is about the desert locust invasion, and they're already suffering from it as farmers of sorghum and millet. So they would really like to hear from us what solutions do we have to help them against the desert locust invasion. Secondly, they're looking for machinery or equipment which they can use for threshing of the grain. They're currently using their hands and so on, and that is becoming very inefficient and of course costly and undermines the quality of the grain. So they're really looking at solutions which can help them for threshing of their grain. Thirdly, they also have a challenge around crop protection products, whereby some of them are actually damaging the quality of their grain. So I think here we might hear from our colleagues at Syngenta and even the first PCPB
on how farmers can best navigate the very tricky waters of getting the right quality of crop protection products. And lastly, two more things. We have solutions for them around management or coping with floods. This is very much relevant given that we are talking about climate smart adaptation or climate smart agriculture. They are prone to floods in their locations. So if we can get any insights from the audience on how best our farmers
cope with floods. And lastly, perhaps also related to conservation and climate change, is that their farms are prone to invasion from birds, and they would really like our support to see how they can support or how they can coexist with the birds and protect their produce at the same time. So those are the queries which I think our exhibitors can note down. As much as possible when they are presenting, they could come in and try to offer solutions around those areas. So in the next minute or so, I was going to go back to our anchor, who will now proceed with the rest of the program. Back to you, Janet.
Thank you very much, Kim. Asanteni sana wakulima kutoka Kilifi. Tumesikia maswali yenu na tutajibu baadaye. Thank you very much our colleagues. Thank you very much Nelvin and Kim for taking us through the questions from the farmers, and for Kim for translating. Thank you for that. So we move on. As Kim has requested, we'll be hearing from some of our exhibitors on some of the solutions they can give to the farmers. They've said they have problems with locust, they have problems with floods, they have issues with getting certified seeds, and they need our help. So we'll be working with you. You can please prepare your response to them and we'll get back to you. But before we go to that, we have also the agribusiness start at the farm. Research and development are an important element of improving the agricultural livestock. So we will move on to the first exhibitor who will support, who is the Kenya Genetics Research Center, Dr. Roslyn Wambugu, who will take us through what they're doing. And then after this, we can take a commercial break and come back to the next of the exhibitors. Welcome, Dr. Wambugu. commercial break was before.
Frisian is known for high milk production and also the big frames. They are more susceptible to some diseases, especially the tick-borne, so the farmer needs to be keen on the maintenance. The other thing is that they produce a lot of milk, but they have lower butterfat content. So you have to compensate. The more the milk there, the lower the components. They are also very good. They have very good fertility levels. And for Kagrek, you have seen even daughters from these bulls producing up to 50 liters. Next to the Frisians, we have the Ashers. In this place, we have variation of two Ashers. We have the Finnish type and the Canadian type. The Finnish Ashers are usually dark tan. They are all brown with very few white coloration on the skin. The other one is the Canadian. The Finnish Ashers tend to produce better. They have more longevity compared to the others because they are more of the grazing type. But if you can see, there are two variations. This one is dark brown and a few white, and the other one has between dark brown and white compared. The typical Asher. That one has the typical Asher characteristics. This one is more, farmers might confuse and may not know. These ones have a better butterfat content compared to the Frisians. Moderate milk production, but the only difference is about 300 to 600 liters in a lactation period of 3 or 5 days. Next to the Ashers are the Ganses. I think people can be able to see the variation of the colors. That one is light brown, this one is dark brown. And also the Ganses tend to be bigger compared to the Ashers. So the Ganses, we don't have a lot of Ganse bulls at the station because the Ganse is almost a dying breed at the moment. The farmers who are keeping the Ganses is because of their milk. There's a lot of beta casein, so most of the farmers who are keeping the Ganses are because of the milk, and also the color. It produces almost yellowish, almost the color of the skin that they have. They are very good animals, very docile compared to the Ashers. Also very good milk production, and the longevity. They stay longer in the farm compared to all the others. Next is the Jersey. The Jerseys, we have very few farmers at the moment keeping Jerseys, and most of them are doing it for milk value addition. They are making cheese, ghee, and also they are selling whole milk as a premium. So the Jerseys they are the smallest breed, dairy breed. They produce moderate milk production, but very high in components, especially the butterfat. That's why you'll get more butter and cheese compared from the Jerseys compared from what you get from the Frisians. The best thing with the Jerseys is very adaptable. It can stay in the farm. You can see it's very short. So at the end of the day, you have very few conditions of the hoof, very few conditions on fertility, and they mature faster compared to the others because they get to the maturity weight. Being the small stature, they get to the maturity weight faster compared to all these other breeds that we have. They have a dairy breed. Very adaptable, but they're also very aggressive, especially the bulls. So these two bulls are of the Saiwo breed. These are dual-purpose breed, meaning that it can produce both milk and meat. Not a lot of milk, but not a lot of meat. It compromises between the two. For the dairy, they compromise on meat quality, they produce milk. This one has a compromise of both. It will produce very good quality milk. Milk almost compared the same as the Jerseys, very good butterfat content. Very disease tolerant, it has a lot of tolerance on diseases. Very rare you get it getting sick. Even the bulls in the station, it's very rare you get us treating these bulls. Very high disease tolerance, especially the tick-borne diseases. And also it's very good for the arsal areas, arid and semi-arid areas. At the moment, most of the Saiwos are in Narok and Kajiado areas, and some are going up to 12, 14 liters in a day, which is very good for a moderate farmer with no supplementation. Next to the Saiwo is the Boran. These are purely beef breed and produces some of the best carcasses in Kenya. And Kenya has the biggest population of Borans. As you can look, the bone to muscle ratio is higher compared to all the other breeds you have seen. So this one is only suited for meat production, beef production only. At around 2 years, you can get a weight of around 450 kgs. And it's more common in ranches in Laikipia. A lot of ranches in Laikipia are keeping the borans, and they are doing it because of the feed conversion efficiency. They can be able to get the low quality grass and convert it into meat very fast. This is the semen collection area. This is where we collect the semen. The teasers are usually tethered to these ones as you have seen through as the process was going on. So we collect semen every day of the week, Monday to Friday, and each bull collects semen once in a week, at least 2 to 3 ejaculates. It lasts very few seconds, and the more you tease the bull, the better the quality of the semen. But teasing is also dependent on the age. For the very old bulls, we don't allow too much teasing because they get frustrated. After we collect the semen is brought to the lab for quality assurance or evaluation. The first stage is where at the microscopy stage. This is where we evaluate the mass motility of the semen and also the progressive motility of the semen. So the first thing we do is assess the mass motility. Then you also get the progressive motility. The progressive motility is the one that will help us to know the viability of the semen. This is also what we call a computer-aided semen analyzer, or the CASA. This one is a more computerized system. This one will give you more results compared to this one. This one is done by a vet who sits here, records all the semen that is brought in this card, and this card will always record the ejaculate A, B, or C. A is the first one, B is the second one, C is the third one, the time of collection, and the volume produced. Then all the other figures, and also record the wave motion and the progressive motility. The concentration figures are derived from this machine that is here. It's called a calorimeter, and my colleague will tell you more about that.
I'm Grace Karaoke, a laboratory technologist by profession. So what we do here is, after the veterinary doctor has evaluated the semen, you have to use the photometer or the AccuCell to determine the concentration. So you take the sample where you ensure that the temperature is still at 38. When you're picking the sample, then you put it on a water bath, which is already still at 37 degrees. Then you mix with the sodium chloride in the cuvette. So at this point, what the machine picks is the sample number. Now this one is my sample 1, which is the semen of Sochie, and you also have to include the volume. So the volume is 8, and spermatozoa per doses is 20 million per straw. So our machine will be able to give us the concentration. So from the calorimeter, you are able to be given the concentration and also the number of doses. Like from the reading of the calorimeter, it is 2080 million per that sample. So that is the number of the spermatozoa that are moving. Then calorimeter still is able to give me the number of doses. So from this ejaculate, we are going to have 759 doses. That is interpreted in terms of 759 heifers from one bull. Then it also gives us the absorbance. Absorbance is like more of how the light or the UV light is penetrating after, so that it can be able to give us the reading. So it is reading at 1.054. Maybe I can give you a sample of what we do. This is how we fill the form.
As my colleague has explained how we get the concentration and the number of doses that we are going to get, the next stage is where we are going to extend the semen. We use a freezing medium or a semen extender that we import from France. This one is the one that provides the same environment that the semen was getting when it was in the testicles. That is, it provides the ions, provides the buffers, provides the food, everything. So it has carbohydrates, it has ions to control the osmotic pressure, it has also buffers to control the pH. So the semen gets the same thing it was getting the testes. So this is a freezing media. And this is also the media that helps us to freeze the semen up to -196. So this, according to the volume that was calculated there, the calculated volume is added here, and the semen is put in a water bath, like this one. So this is the extended semen, as you can see. You can see maybe it was around 6 ml, but now it will be almost 160 ml after you add the dye length. So this one is the extended semen, then it's put in a water bath at the same temperature at 37. The water is usually at 37, and then it's taken to the cold room. As my colleague has told you, we maintain the temperature from the microscope up to the end where we put the water bath at around 36 to 37 degrees. So once the semen has been put into the water bath, it's taken to the cold room. This is the filling machine. It's called the MX4 machine. Fills 4 straws at a time, a 4x4x4 system. So on this side that's where we put the semen, and on this side, this is where we have the sanction. It is like the syringe system. This one gives the sanction, and this one it goes into the straws. The straws are 0.25 ml. They are usually labeled. So as you can see how it's arranged here. So I'll demonstrate how the machine feels. As you can see, the machine does 4x4. 4x4. You can see there are 4 straws at any one time. It does the filling and seals from here. Then the printer, this one does the printing.
My name is Dr. David Kios, Managing Director, Kenya Animal Genetic Resource Center. And KAGRIC, Kenya Animal Genetic Resource Center, is one of the best AI centers in the world. KAGRIC, formerly Central Artificial Insemination Center, is where bulls are kept for AI. AI in Kenya has picked up very, very well. It started in 1946 when it began with just 4 bulls at KAGRIC here, then Central Artificial Insemination Station, and improved. Up to now we have 120 bulls of 6 breeds, and we supply 80% of all semen in this country. One ejaculation can inseminate up to 500 animals. Any farmer in this country can buy semen from us. The farmer can come to us direct, buy semen from KAGRIC here, or can go to any of our substations, as I mentioned, buy semen there, or can even go to some of the county governments. We collaborate with around 30 county governments to distribute our semen and other products. And we hope that by end of next year, we'll have captured all the 47 counties. KAGRIC is the largest station in Africa, and we export semen to other countries. Recently, we exported to Rwanda, we have exported to Uganda, Tanzania, Mali, Ghana, Zimbabwe, and Botswana. Good. And we are still exporting. We have invested in technology to make sure that we are ahead of everyone else. It has been speculated. I'll say speculation because nobody knows. But there is speculation that the cows produce a lot of methane, which is called the green gas, that is causing this climate change, part of the causes of climate change and so forth. So in our breeding, we have genes that has less methane production, so that we save our environment and we are much ahead in terms of being climate smart. Kenya Animal Genetic Resource Center is located in Lower Kabete. We will always get us there. In Lower Kabete is our main station, but we have substations all over the country. One of the substations is in Ndomba in Kirinyaga County. The other one is in Eldoret, and there's a substation is in Sotik. There's a substation in Nyahururu, and an upcoming substation in Meru, and we have another